Good morning. How are we on this cold and damp Thursday morning? I'm coming to you with the weekly cards that I have pulled for you. A really strong message this week of completely being who you want to be, unapologetically stepping into who you came here to be, no messing about, straight in divine action, inspired action, choosing your reality, all the stuff. So it's really quite exciting this week. Gorgeous cards as always from the Light Seers Tarot. So let me take you through them without further ado. We have the Page of Swords coming up as one of our first cards, okay? So this card it's depicting this character, this young woman walking across what looks like a bit of a tightrope between two little cliff faces. She's got her head in a book. She's carrying what looks like light bulbs, but they're almost like a balloon type vibe that she's got these. So like the light bulbs being an indication of all these ideas that are going on. There's a little bird flapping around her, two little birds, yellowish green sort of color in the card. Okay, so it's giving me the vibes of learning lots, having lots of restless energy, having loads of ideas, wanting to learn everything, wanting to do everything all at once, kind of having to try and walk that tightrope of having all these ideas and trying to find a way to balance them into reality. So that might be going on for you right now. I know that that personally is something that I have a lot of energy around. For me, there's quite a lot of that air energy about. And I remember as well that tomorrow we have got a massive super new moon, and that is falling in Aquarius. So there's this energy, this innovation, this inventiveness, these ideas all coming in with a super new moon. No planets in retrograde, all the stuff. Okay, so we have got loads of energy pushing us forward with all these ideas. So if you have got loads of restless energy about there and you've got all these things going on in your head, it's really important that we start to grind them into reality. This was something I've been working on with my business community, reminding everybody that there's loads of overwhelm out there and it's easy to get completely scattered in your mind and in your communication. But the secret is to take one step at a time, to do one thing at a time. Now, with the energy of this Page of Swords card, it's about bringing awareness to all those ideas, keeping that real curiosity, keeping that spirit of curiosity in your mind, having that beginner's mindset when it comes to learning new things, not assuming that you just know it all, okay? Because sometimes we do that. We want to learn it all and then immediately we want to just jump in and assume that we can do everything and we try to run before we can walk. So it's about really bringing awareness to the busyness in the brain, okay? Bringing awareness to all the stuff. If needs be, write it all down. When I find my mind racing like this, when I find that I am really becoming overwhelmed with all the ideas and it's like, someone has opened the floodgates or turned on the tap and there's a wealth of inspiration and inventiveness and all this stuff coming through and you're like, wow, okay, what am I going to do with all this? It's about really, for me, I will grab a massive piece of paper and I will brain dump all that. Get it all out of your head onto a piece of paper, type it all into a Trello board, put it somewhere, okay, so that you don't lose the ideas. Stay curious, ask questions. Yeah. But it's really about you bringing all that curiosity, all that beginner's mindset, all that intelligence and that inventiveness and all that fun new stuff, and then grounding that idea into reality. Okay, bringing it down into the earth. And that's the challenge of this card, is to be open to all these new opportunities and these experiences and these things that you're learning, but focus on one thing at a time then. And that can be quite challenging to do. So, energy of the Page of Swords. We're backed up then with a major arcana card in the form of Judgment. And in the Light Seers Tarot, this is one gorgeous card. Really gorgeous green and teal colours, some of my favourite colours to paint with. I love those. And it depicts a woman looking up as the essence of what looks like a ballerina, a dancer's coming out of her. And it's really symbolic about you expressing your inner essence, letting your light out, letting your essence out to shine into the world. Okay, so the only approval that matters in life is your own. Okay, it's really easy to get sucked into, well, there's judgments here. We judge other people, they judge us. What will people think? What will people say? And particularly if you're running about with all these ideas, you can get really excited and carried away and talk about lots, and it nearly makes you come across as really flighty. And then people might judge you for that, or you might judge yourself. So, again, as I said, the challenge to really hone down into what is yours. And it'll depend on your human design as well. I'm a manifesting generator and I have an open head center. So for me, I get loads and loads and loads and loads of ideas, and I have to remember which ones are really mine. So the judgment card is about you tapping in, dropping all the masks, all the roles and responsibilities, and all the faces that you put on, all the facades, okay? Drop them down. Radical act of self-acceptance. This card came up previously. If you go back, you'll be able to see where we talked about that radical act of self-love, self-acceptance, dropping all the masks, forgetting about pretending and actually stepping into your true essence. Accept the light, accept the dark, accept all of it because it's all who you are. You're a soul having a human experience. Tapping into that wisdom from the higher self and really letting your light out, really letting yourself shine, being who you came here to be. You get to choose who you want to be. You get to choose how to let that light out into the world. Nobody else can do that for you. Nobody can dull your light either unless you let them. Okay. So don't hide your true nature from the world. Forgive yourself for any past mistakes. Forgive yourself for hiding away and accept who you really are and start to let that shine. Because as you start to let that energy out and you start to shine that energy into the world, what happens is that ripple effect. And as you shine your light really brightly, it doesn't dim anyone else's. In fact, it gives them permission to shine as well. And that's what's fabulous about this. So as you step into being totally yourself, as you allow that curious mind from the Page of Swords to come in and to really open up these ideas and ground that reality, tapping into what your higher self is asking you, tapping into that self acceptance, not hiding your true nature anymore, and actually choosing to be who you came here to be completely unapologetically. This is not a dress rehearsal, okay? Be yourself. You don't need to be anybody else. Be you. There's no need to compare yourself to other people. I see this as well. And sometimes, again, particularly in some of the communities that I work in, I work in a business community and I have a spiritual community with Soul Food Circle and Soulpreneur Space. And I see people sometimes comparing their chapter 30 to someone else's chapter 50 or your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 25. And what I mean by that is if you're only starting out, you're looking and you see all the stuff around you and you think you have to try and be like that person, and it's like, no, you got to be you, and you've got to take the steps that actually light up your soul and do the things that make you shine. Okay, you don't have to copy everything that everybody else is doing. All right, so be you. The Ace of Pentacles then shows up, and it's a positive card. As I've said earlier, we have no planetary retrogrades. We have a massive super new moon in Aquarius. It's the first of 3 super new moons in February, March, and April. So this is a real positive omen for new beginnings. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles showing up, which again is another positive card and an indication of really deeply rooted positive foundations and new beginnings for you. The success you're craving is just waiting for you, but you have got to take the action towards it. It depicts a person holding a pentacle, a coin, gorgeous mandala on it, cupped in their hands with roots coming from it. So think about planting. If you were going to plant seeds, you would need to till the soil. You would need to make sure the soil was the right type of soil for the seed to go in. You would need to make sure you were planting that seed at the right time. You would need to water it. You would need to make sure it had sunlight. You would need to make sure all the conditions were optimum for that seed to grow, be strongly rooted, and then to reach up and become the plant that you want it to be, right? Your dreams are just exactly the same. You have got to pull those ideas. Like we said earlier, this Page of Swords is really the overhanging card on all of this. These ideas need to be rooted. They need to be grounded into reality, okay? So we need intention. We need your focus. We need you to trust the process, okay? When you plant the seed, you don't keep digging it up to see if it's growing, right? Okay? Plant it, water it, nurture it, tend to it, but don't keep poking to see what's happening because you'll disturb the growth process, right? So, everything feels possible right now. This is a fantastic time to move forward with what you want. And this is why it's really important with the judgment card as well, that you're tapping in to make sure it's what you want and not what someone else wants or not what society thinks you want. Okay, so it's about taking that time to really listen to your heart, to listen to your soul, and be who you came here to be. Plant those seeds with intention. Okay, think of what you want. So visualize it. Okay, and pull that energy towards yourself. Bring that energy of your dream into reality and then take those action steps towards it. So if you have a new business idea, plan it out, seek some help, get a mentor, join a group community, do whatever you need to do to get that help that you need. Reach out to someone and say, here, can you help me? I need some help. I need some guidance. What's my next step? Find out what it is you need. Get those ideas out of your head. Sit in meditation, allow yourself, pull some cards if you're into the cards. If you're watching this, you must be into cards and you must be into tapping into your intuition. So tap into them, pull your cards. What do they say? You're not sure? Then reach out, ask for help, step into the tarot tribe, ask for your help. Yeah. So everything feels possible. Hold on to that optimism because this is the time. Now is the time to make these things happen, just like we are planting. If you're into your gardening or anything, you'll be planting now for the springtime. You'll be planting your seeds. You will be raising up that energy. So, what is it you want to bring into the world? What is it you want to create this year? Where do you want to be this time next year? Where do you want to be in 6 months? Okay, who do you want to be? What energy do you have to hold to be there? What actions do you need to take? So, this is about disciplined action as well. Okay. And slow, earthy energy, root those foundations nice and deep. The temptation, particularly with the Page of Swords here, is that we will rush ahead. But when we rush ahead, often we make mistakes and then things come crashing down and have to be restarted. So why don't we take the time and build the really strong foundations first? Same with your spiritual practice. Okay. Too many people rush in and try and open up the third eye without doing the deep grounding work and holding the space for themselves. Okay? There's no shortcuts to this, folks. Sorry. We have got to put the foundations in place and build on those strong foundations to reach up then, particularly the higher you want to reach, the deeper you need to ground. Okay? So bear that in mind. And this point of taking action and inspired action is hammered home then with our final card, the Chariot. The Chariot depicts this young man on top of a carriage with two horses, a black and a white horse. There's this gorgeous red and orange and purple energy in this card, and the horses are driving forward. Okay, they're both going in the same direction at the moment, but at any time they could potentially veer off. And this is a card about remembering to pull those two energies together. If you feel scattered in different directions, it's up to you to pull the energy back and drive it in the direction you want it to go in. Okay. Nobody else can do this for you. This is about you choosing who you want to be and you taking consistent action to move forward with the conviction that, yeah, this is who I want to be and this is what I'm going to do to make it happen. There's a real element of determination here, a real drive for success. You can do this. Nobody can stop you from being who you want to be. Nobody can take away your power unless you let them. Nobody can dull your light unless you let them. So consider where you've been giving away your power. Consider where you've been negative when you should be positive and allow yourself to pull that positivity back. Consider where, I don't even like the word should. Consider where you have been focusing on everything that's wrong, for example, and reframe it into, well, okay, I'm going to acknowledge that I'm going to take steps to fix what's wrong so that I can focus on what's right. This is not about bypassing, but this is about choosing to see the black and the white, to see the light and the dark, and to pull those polarities together in the direction of your dreams, to take inspired action. Okay. So this is about your willpower as well, and that, being disciplined and dedicated. There are no shortcuts in life. Okay. We have to take consistent action, but that's the secret. It's little small steps every day. It doesn't have to be massive, giant leaps. Focusing on one thing at a time might feel slow to you, but it is what builds those strong foundations. It is what allows you to drive your chariot forward in a measured way so that the horses don't go wild and pull you off track. And it is why this character on the top, he's not holding these horses with any reins, and he's not whipping them. He's not forcing the issue. He's driving them with his intention and his energy. And that is what you do with your life. I love these cards this week. Let me know what you think once you catch this reading, and I will drop it into your inbox as usual. If you're not on the mailing list, you know what to do. I will also drop in the links. If you want to join the Tarot Tribe, you're more than welcome. We will meet once a month, and we have lots of tarot resources, courses, and lots of things. So if you want to help in building your own personal tarot forecasting and reading, and you want a way of really bringing your tarot readings to life, and becoming part of a thriving community, you're more than welcome to join us. So I'll drop the link into the description of this video. Let me know, though, if the cards spoke to you, and tell me what divine action and inspired action you're going to take to pull all those ideas out of your head and into reality, and plant those seeds for your surefire success. Good luck. I'll speak to you next week.